So it's Sunday morning, time for another edition of Wardy's Waffle. Rhonda's next to me. We've had a great time in Portugal, despite the weather.
Despite the weather, we took with us and brought back.
Yeah, so we were there for 7 days and we had, 4 days rain?
Three.
Three, was it? Yeah.
3 days rain.
Anyway, we had a great time, as always, we're doing there with Ollie and Martin and Charlotte and Penny as well, so had a great time over there. Just looking in the background, we've got a great view here from the Lincoln Cliff Edge, and on the edge of quite a lot of good farmland. We're just about to pop to the local pub here and have something to eat. In this update, we are looking at a lot of work that was done by Tom and Ruben while we were away. We had quite a lot of drilling done. They managed to get some done for over 2 or 3 days, 2 days working late at night. So thanks, Tom and Ruben, did a great job there. The new weaving sabre-tine drill, they did about 160 acres with that, but they were that busy working, they didn't get any footage of that. And if we get some more drilling done with that, we'll have some footage of that in the next week or so. Got some sugar beet out the ground as well, which is still in the heap, not gone in the factory. We look at that heap in the ground. I'll talk a little bit about that, and also we look around the crops that they drilled and the state of the fields. And we've also, I'm a bit concerned about slugs, so we might put some slug pellets on as well. So just before we get into this update and go into it properly, just wanted to highlight something that I know Ollie mentioned last week, and this is an event in Lincolnshire that you're helping to organise, and it's at the showground on December the 7th.
Correct.
So
it is.
What is it?
Yeah, yes. So we're organising a Christmas ball. It's on the 7th of December at the Lincolnshire Agricultural Showground. And we would love you to come because we are celebrating Lincolnshire and all that's good about Lincolnshire. All of the food is from Lincolnshire. A lot of the drink is from Lincolnshire. All the entertainment, we have the band is from Lincolnshire. Some of those are farmers.
They are, the Baltic Donkeys.
The Baltic Donkeys, they're awesome.
Brilliant.
They really are awesome. Even our casino and Magic Mirror are from Lincolnshire-based companies. But that aside, the main reason we're doing it is to raise very much needed funds for some agricultural charities who support the rural community in this county, and every penny that we raise over and above the dinner ticket will be going to those charities. So please do come, because yes, you have to pay £85 for your ticket, but for that you're going to get champagne reception and canapes. We've got the best Lincoln red beef that you can imagine with all the trimmings. We've got some fabulous strawberries from Dyson Farming, and then we've got some very special cheeses from Coat Hill and Poacher. And we've had some beer donated by Cope Seeds, and that's all been brewed locally. So effectively, other than you won't even need money for the casino because it's monopoly money. You don't have to spend another penny when you come and join us and celebrate. And most importantly, it's celebrating the birthplace of the Farming Union.
That's right. Now, just going back to the charities, the two charities are going to benefit is the LRSN, which is the Lincolnshire Rural Support Network, and the
LRAC, which is Lincolnshire Rural Agricultural Chaplaincy.
That's right. So they're the two charities that are going to benefit. So please, if you can come, it'd be really good to see you. But also, it'd be really good for any local companies or any companies that want to use that as their Christmas venue for Christmas parties. Yeah. If you want to get a table and invite some farmers or have a hospitality table, anybody who wants a table, the tables are what? Are they 10 per table?
We can do tables of 8 up until 12 and any variation in that. And it's going to be really, really festive. It's going to be fantastic fun, and it's a one-off. Never ever getting involved with organising anything like this again. And I feel passionately about it. Please come, you'll have a ball, seriously.
Now, the last thing to mention about this is part of the reason as well for doing this is because the Farming Union, or the National Farmers Union, started in Lincolnshire in 1904 as the Lincolnshire Farming Union.
The Lincolnshire Farming Union started in 1904, and obviously it was very successful, and other farming unions started around the country, but we like to say it started here in Lincolnshire.
Yes.
And the NFU was born in 1908.
So 4 years after the Lincolnshire Farming Union was born, it turned into the National Farmers Union. So that's a long, long while, so that's another good reason to celebrate. So please, anybody who wants to come, tables, companies want to get big tables together, the more the merrier. If you want to come out for a good pre-Christmas bash, we're going to have a lot of fun that night. It'll be a really big event.
Yeah, and can I just say, going back to the Farming Union bit and everything, There's Lincolnshire leading the way again, and I'm not from Lincolnshire.
No, Rhonda's from Gloucestershire, but
I'm very proud of it.
But
as well.
come to Lincolnshire, because the best things are in Lincolnshire.
Some,
So anyway,
not all, some.
So thank you ever so much, Rhonda, for that. So let's crack on now with this update. Yeah, thanks for that. We'll crack on with this update, and we'll see you at the end. This is the pub. We've got to have something to eat in, but we forgot one thing. How do people get hold of tickets?
I'll give you something that you can put on the video, but if you can't do the QR code to get your tickets, there is a link and we can let you have that as well.
So the QR code, I'm going to embed that in the video, is here. So this is the QR code for it. So please, you can go on that one, and there'll also be in the description of this video, there'll be some links into there to get tickets.
Yeah,
great.
Absolutely.
So Ryan and Paul have come for another couple of load of straw. We're up on the heath this time, where the seals event's going to be. And this is all barley straw, but I can't believe how much the straw has gone off here. Not only have the top bales gone off because of the rain, but also the bottom ones as well, which I'm really surprised here on this concrete and the slope it's got on it. But I'll just show you how the bales have deteriorated due to the rain and the weather we've had. So Ryan's got a load of good ones on his lorry, but they're having to sort them now. And if you look down at the bottom there, you can see here how much the water has risen up the bale and not done that any good at all. All the bottom ones are like that. You can see there. Really wet. And then the top ones have had the rain on and they're not brilliant, so Paul's just lifting those off, so they're going separately. And I'll get him to explain in a minute what he does with these bales that aren't such good quality. You can see it's green on top from the barley that started to grow in the bale, and you always get that a little bit. You get the grain in the bale if there's grain in the straw, which there normally is a little bit, but not too much. It depends how the combine's been set up. That one's really deteriorated bad. How wet. It's just soaked up the water from the concrete. So all that heat there are the bales that aren't so good quality for feeding or bedding of. So you can't just grab 3 bales at the top, because you've got to sort them and take the top one off. The middle one's alright, there's 3 good ones there. So he has to lay those over other way on. So he gets the full number of bales and weight of straw he wants. So you can see there Paul's taking that top one off. And he'll stack that over on this other heap. So those 2, you've got a bottom one there, you can see that's not so good at the bottom, and then you've got the top one there, so move those 2 out the way. So there's a lot of extra handling when you're trying to, that one's gone as well there, a lot of extra handling when you're sorting them like this. So Ryan's actually strapped these ones, even though there's more to go on top, just hold them secure. Going a long way, these are going to Ireland, and it will just hold the back ones. There's a bit of overhang, it will just make them more secure before he puts the other ones on the top. You can see there when you look at the top of that bale, I'll just show you that. Look how that one's gone there. Wet's gone right through it, had a right mess of it. So as Paul was just saying to me, the stack started right out there, so you'd expect the first few lines of bales maybe to be a bit deteriorated, but it seems to have gone under the whole heap all the way right through. See what it's like when we get further to the back, whether it's like that as well. But it's not normally like this until probably Christmas time when stacks are outside. So while we're just watching Paul load, just showing you the grass from the cereal site here. That's brown there, and that's a full 20-metre breed with the fertiliser spreader there. That's because this was done about 10 days before that. But just look at it all germinating, how even the grass seed, you can just see the sprigs of grass growing. and then it's growing all through here. This is where the main walkway is, through the middle here. And then the field just through there won't be coming through yet because it was only done probably a week ago, which is the same time as that square there. So Ryan strapped the back of that. See around there under the corners. And lifting the sheets on now to put them up. But we've got Ryan and Paul here. Ryan's just going to go and sheet his load in a minute. But we're just talking about these bad bales, or I don't know what you call them, deteriorated bales, that we're a bit surprised there's been so many.
Very
so early in the season.
Yeah, I thought Lincolnshire was dry.
Yeah, so did I, but it just shows you we get a lot more rain here than you think we do.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do with all these bales? Are you taking some, Ryan?
I've 4 or 5 on that load there, so
yeah.
I'll get rid of some of my own cattle.
Right, yeah. But what generally do you do with them?
Well, they'll head back and go through our own pig unit.
Right.
But there's that many, I'm going to struggle to get rid of that many through the pig unit.
And when you say through the pig unit, as in what do you mean?
Just bed them, just put them in as bedding and
you'll mix it in
it in with the drier bales. Yeah. There's a lot of dry straw in them bales, and so put them through a straw blower.
Right.
And
so
it should work.
So why anybody locals looking at it?
Top bales, cheap, wicked.
Right. So put them through the pig unit. You can't do that with cattle or sheep.
Yeah, you can put it through the cattle. The sheep side couldn't. You could, but you wouldn't. It wouldn't be as handy because most sheepmen wouldn't bed with bedders with the straw blowers. Same again, cattle, big cattle, but we haven't a lot of cattle on bedding, you see. So yeah, they'll go through certain extent to go through our own cattle.
Right, but there's just a fair old lot there.
There's just a fair heap of them to get rid of.
Because there's the stack here behind us is what, 8 bales high.
Yeah.
So you've lost one at the top, one at the bottom.
Yeah.
So in fact, then you've got 6 good bales in the middle.
6 good bales in it. Yeah. So it's time you had a shed to put this straw in.
Well, I think, if you go through one of your grant schemes, you just tell about your concrete. We'll have one of these sheds up here. And you've got some good straw.
Can't quite get a grant to put straw in yet.
Right. Anyway, so yours is heading back up home to Ravenstone Dale.
Wagon load's going out into the Lake District, going to Windermere, and the trail load of tops is going to go into my own shed at home.
And then yours, Ryan, is going to where?
Plumbridge in County Tyrone.
Just handy that.
Where's that? India.
Yeah. Might as well be.
Good, yeah. Right, that's sweet. And have you had any from here before?
Yes, this load here yesterday.
Right.
And
same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the third load going to this farm out of your straws.
Yeah. Great. Good. Right. Thank you. We'll see you again.
See you in a bit.
Next time. So we've just been talking about what we do next year if we do it, and across the fields, somebody else, a neighbour there with a straw contract, has got some sheets on that top pile. Takes a lot more putting it up, because you've got to ridge the top of it. So you can't just put them here flat topped like we have here with the chaser trailer you saw a few weeks ago, which this is a little clip of that. You can't just do that. You've got to actually have a forklift on site as well and stack them like a house roof, and then it's quite a dangerous job putting those sheets on and fastening them down, but it does secure the top of the stack when you haven't got any sheds to put them in. So it's Thursday evening, back into Birmingham after landing at the airport last night, and I've been invited by Hills Green to join them on their table at the Farmers Guardian Awards, and this is is it Resorts World, I think they call it, in Birmingham. So I'll just go in there and do a little quick screenshot all around of who's here and what it is, because it's so noisy now you won't hear me talk.
Tonight and this ward is all about you, the rural community, who kindly took our story to your hearts. Bless you. The kindness we received gave us the strength and determination to carry on and try and make changes. Hopefully our story shows that within all of us is the ability to start a ripple, even from the darkest of places.
And throughout the awards, we will be celebrating and keeping the drinks flowing from Hoxton Brewery.
W&M Brown.
Wait. If he wins Instagram, let's check reality. Look, someone said, just do your one and only Ferrari pose. What a dude. He did that in his front room. That's not actually a real background.
Be my guest. Millie Fife, no fuss meals.
Yes, Millie!
Parents.
Yes, Millie!
Rob Nicholson, Cannon Hall Farm.
Yes, Rob!
Thomas Turner.
Wait! During the holidays, spends his time as an EastEnders lookalike. What a picture.
Alright, how are you? My name's Rob. I work on a farm.
Sorry, John.
Anytime. Tom Lamb.
Yes, Tom Lamb.
Nominative determinism at work.
Cheeky chappy, look at that. Oh, look, I'm here, I'm under a girder. Well, there can be only one. Siobhan, who is it?
Hills Green are delighted to announce the winner is William Murray.
Yeah!
Oh, your wish came true.
Fresh back from the Farmers Guardian Awards last night. Thank you very much to Hills Green, one of the sponsors of the awards and who the invitation came from for me to join them on their table. Thank you very much. Really had a great night. Thanks, Siobhan and the Hills Green team. Fantastic night and a really good showcase of British agriculture again, and met some great people. And thank you for everybody who came up saying hello and having a chat. Really always good to see that. Anyway, back on the Kuhn Aero spreader and the fast track, but I'm not putting grass seed on this time. I'm putting Avidex granules on, and this is for a neighbour of mine, one of my cousins who farms on the edge of Leadham next to me, and we're putting Avidex granules on. So I'm going 20 metres around the outside of every field. So we've got 3 fields of wheat up here, 20 metres around 3 fields, and I'll show you what it's for in a minute, because we've got to put some more Avidex in the hopper. So the granules that we're applying work on certain grass weeds, but there are some crop restrictions. I've got a bag here, I'll just show you what it is. But especially around the outsides of the fields like these, you get grass weeds coming from the edge and into the field, and particularly we get sterile brome, blackgrass, wild oats, ryegrass and things like that. But this Avidex is really good because it's a granule herbicide. It's been around a long while. The active ingredient is triolate, and I know my father used to use it as a liquid formulation many years ago when the farm was loused out with wild oats, and he used the liquid version to control the wild oats when he first came to the farm. That's what we're using, Aidex XL, and you can see here's a professional herbicide. It says granular formulation containing 15%, so you can see that, 15% triolate, and there's the various warning signals, so you've got to be very careful near water. Obviously we have all grass margins around our fields, so we don't spread it or go anywhere near any waterways. But you can see here 15 kilograms a hectare. I'll just put this in the hopper and show you what it's like. You can see because of its consistency, it's really dense, and that is the granules there when you look at it. Really fine. It's like sand in a way, but it requires moisture on the soil for it to work, and when it gets rained and washed in, it should do a good job. Just take that bag out the hopper there and then put that back in, and then we're ready to go and just finish off the outside of this field. As in case sprayers are here doing a few more jobs to the sprayer on the Kabota. I'm not quite sure what they're doing yet. We've used it a little bit, but it's still in development stage, so looks like it's all techie stuff. So yeah, should be good when we get using it on the cereals plots around the cereals event site. Ruben and Tom have used it around the yard a bit, spraying off areas around the yard and various other areas, but we need to use it properly where the GPS will really come into its own around the little plots. So you recognise Chish and Emma that we've just been talking about actually, and this is her hair, not Emma, the dirty blonde. That's this is the hair. So I've just had a crown.
Yes.
Yes, done a very good job. So I've got all frozen, so I can't talk properly in a minute. So I'm going to be nice and peaceful for the next half an hour. So thank you, done a very expert job. You can see it up there, and we're now talking about some tooth whitening.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
And if anybody wants to come to Lincoln, Chish is expert. You have to come on Friday though to get Emma. That's when I always make sure I come on a Friday because Emma's expertly looking after me. And you're not taking national health patients, but you're taking private patients, possibly.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you both very much.
Thank you.
So anybody, you need to see Emma and you need to see Chish. They are the best pair here.
Oh, thank you.
So I've just got back from the dentist. You've just seen Chish and Emma on the video. They're great laugh. I don't know about whether I enjoy going to the dentist. I probably do actually. And it's always good to catch up with them, and as you can probably see, my mouth is still very frozen. But anyway, thanks both of you for looking after me this afternoon. Just wanted to highlight one of the fields here. This is one of the fields that we planted with wheat. I think it was done when we were in Portugal, but this field was done with the free flow with the Simba drill. There's virtually no seed out on top here, whereas the weaving on the headlands there is. So you can see the fast track behind me, and we're going to put some slug pallets on some of the edges of the fields that the weaving put the seed in the ground, and that's because, as a precaution, because there is wheat on top, because the drill slotted it. It's a lot easier and cheaper to put slug pallets on than it is to re-drill the fields. Well, I don't know whether you get them re-drilled if the slugs ate the crop, so that's why we're just going around the fields putting the slug pallets on. So this is the outside of the field that the free flow has put in. And yes, it has slotted it a little bit, you can just see there. But there's no seed on top, hardly at all. Buried. We'll get into the field. And don't forget here what we do, Tom always plants the insides of the field first and then does the edges where we've turned on and drills up here to pull the wheelings all out where we've turned. And here's gone in ever so well here. Gosh, that here's gone in well. Look at that, really good. And this is heavy clay soils, 75-80% clay and silt, the rest sand. And this is the field, remember, that we had cover crop on it. We didn't have a crop to harvest this year, and we mould it, so we put the mould channel in under the ground, helped the drainage, and got it worked really early in July. And look at this, it looks really good conditions. Yes, it is wet underneath, and it will be with the rain we're going to get the next day or so, but it's gone in really well there. But we don't need to be putting any slug pallets on the outside here. So another job that got done while we were away was some sugar beet harvested. You can see here, field and the tops. When you look here, there's the beet tops, and here is the heap of sugar beet. I'll just go to the edge here, and you can see, here we go, down here. There is probably, well, the field here that this has come off is 27 acres. Now, we'd normally expect around about 1.2 lorry loads per acre, and that's 1.2 29-ton lorry loads. But because this crop wasn't planted until May the 9th, I think it was, very, very late, 7 weeks later, it's going to be a lower yielding. You might say, why did we get it up so early? Why didn't we leave it? Well, it's on clay soils again, and we have to get it out the ground so we can get wheat in. Got a lot of remedial work still to do to this field with the soil underneath. Those of you who watched these videos a while remember we've had lots of pools of water stood over here over the winter and the spring, so we do need to subsoil it, even if mould it. I don't quite know what we'll have time for yet. But just looking at this sugar beet, I'm pleased it's out the ground. But one really annoying thing for me is that normally this would be on concrete. We've got concrete beet pads dotted around. Got one there, got another one crossing the distance behind us, and it would normally be on concrete beet pads, but because we've got the tarmac planings on there and have had for 2 years, it's really just, I just don't like to see sugar beet tipped on a field when you're on heavy clay soils. The reason we had these concrete storage areas made years ago was so that what's happening now doesn't happen, because if this sugar beet wasn't on this field now, we could have got all this field worked, completely worked. We've had to leave an area here, obviously for loading round. We're going to have the cleaner loader stood on the field here, the lorries are going to be stood on the lane here, and we're going to be damaging this soil to load it. But I haven't been able to find anybody until very recently to spread the tarmac planings on these farm roads here, which I've now found. We're going to be doing that next spring. But it just really, I just don't like to see sugar beet tipped on a field on heavy clay soils, when the sugar beet concrete storage areas that we made and paid a lot of money for were there for a reason. And the good thing with those is, if that sugar beet had been tipped on the concrete, that field could have all been worked. It might even have been able to be drilled and planted with wheat. And then the sugar beet is on the concrete. The lorries can get down here, down the farm roads to the beet pads, to the concrete, to collect the sugar beet and take it to the factory. Whereas at the minute, we've got a lot of rain forecast over the next 2 or 3 days. So we've stopped the lorries coming here because this doesn't want running on and rutting and damaging with heavy machinery, because if once that happens and it rains, all this around here will be stood in water, and then we won't be able to get drag up this soil. We'd have an area here that would really be difficult to deal and put the next crop of wheat in. So it's just caused us a few problems putting, sorry, I'm still spluttering and dribbling with the anaesthetic. Thanks Chish and Emma. It's just highlighting the problem with sugar beet tipping it on these fields rather than putting it on the concrete storage areas. But hopefully we've got something lined up to spread the tarmac planings, put them through a Barber Green for us. That's one of those tarmac laying machines this next spring. So next year all the sugar beet on the heavy land will be back onto concrete. Just now walking across a field that we've got drilled. Tom drilled it with the weaving sabre-tine while Ruben was doing it with a low disturbance subsoiler, and it's actually done a really good job considering the conditions we had. We couldn't rift this up with the solo because it would just come up so raw, we wouldn't have had time to work it. But it slotted it a little bit, but I think that weaving drill, we've drilled 160 acres with it probably this last few days, and the free flow simmer drill would not have got it in the ground. You can see there's quite a bit of straw here as well left from the companion crop of the black oats, and without a doubt the free flow simmer drill would not have run through it, whereas this weaving drill has. I'll just look at this and just show you how I think it's done a fantastic job. So this is the field. Looking at the surface, you can see there's an area there, quite a bit of straw, long straw from the companion crop of black oats that we had with the beans. But you look here, all the wheat's in the ground, looking good. Pleased with this. Yeah, looking really good. So just looking at the outside here, you can see there, that's where a tine has been, that's where another tine's been that's put the seed in. We'll just have to watch this. Or maybe we'll actually just whip some pallets on this outside bit down here, just to make sure. Look who we've got turned up here. Hello Tom and Emma, you all right?
Yeah.
Good to see you. So we have got Tom and Emily here. You have finished a bit of a tour. You've met the boss, Rhonda.
Yeah. We were only supposed to be coming here for, maybe 20 minutes. I think we've been here 3 hours now.
But also, you're interested in this shed here, weren't you? Looking at this open shed here. And it's something that we've got 8 metre bays rather than 6 metre bays because it's easier.
Yeah, so you've taken the middle post out so you can get more in.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'd like to do on the cattle shed. So when we're driving round with the muck grab to clean out, obviously the hardest part to clean out is around the stanchions.
Yes.
And obviously the less stanchions you've got, the easier it is going to be to clean out. So it's something we'll be looking at.
So when you look there, there's that middle post there.
That should be there. If you look under here, the steel's obviously.
Yep. So we look underneath up there. There's the steel up there. That one, and that should mean a post down on the floor here. But we've got
not there.
It's not there. So we've got a nice opening here to make sure we can get 2 lines of machines in.
And also, I've been very interested by your hook. Your hook manoeuvre.
Well,
machine thing.
this started life as a bale squeezer. for when we used to have haylage, and Tom and Ruben converted it into, they call it the shuffler, and of course it's got a hook on here now for moving trailers, and it's really good for just means we can move machinery about. So. Yeah. And and then we're looking at the shed here. I know that's fairly high, isn't it? That one, it's 32. The one in the background here is 32 feet to the eaves. But
you were saying that it was a second-hand shed. You'd never even know, would you?
No, you wouldn't. No,
you'd never even know.
It was an ex-B&Q store from London, and I bought it second-hand, and then we put the workshop on the side there. And did other things to it, but if I was putting another one up, I don't think I'd buy a second-hand one. But so you've put one up as well, have you, Tom?
I did a second-hand. Well, before I couldn't afford it, you know, the first shed I ever put up, it was out of my reach to buy a brand new shed. So I bought a second-hand shed. It's my straw store now, and it's fine. But I extended the legs and welded them together and did all that sort of thing, and it's fine, and it did the job. And then the next thing I did, I put another second-hand shed up, but we didn't have to extend the legs, and then after that, it's just easier to build your own shed or just to buy one, to be honest.
Let's get in the light here and get Emily in as well, because Emily's got to talk about her your channel.
Oh.
You've just started. When did you start? Let's get into daylight so that we can all see you.
Is it a month ago?
Yeah, you didn't start that long ago, did you?
Yeah, no, and I'm just learning to farm and showing people what it's like to learn everything on the farm.
Yeah.
But also, my favourite bit of today was learning about forage aid, actually.
Oh,
I think that's so cool. So everybody check that out if you don't know about it already.
No, well, thank you. That's the charity I started, I don't know when it was now, 2013. And then we made it into a charity and got it into with other farmers down to Somerset, James Winslade and other people as well. So we've had thank you for that, and it's all farmers helping farmers. So, and as you can see now, the sun is shining, blue sky, but we've had a lot of rain, haven't we?
We're going to have some more tomorrow as well.
Oh, wait. How are you getting on with drilling?
Yeah, we're all drilled up, but we've decided to do some more.
Yeah.
So we're going to, I don't know if we're just going to direct drill it straight into the stubble.
Yeah.
It's been sprayed off, or whether I don't know whether to disc it or whether we plough it. I've no idea. We're going to have a look at it later next week, seeing how much rain we get, really.
Yeah, it's tough. And speaking to other people, they've been going, well, we were going to drill and then the rain's come, and so it's difficult for everyone at the moment, I think.
It is.
Drilling, isn't it?
And if you want to see some really good camera angles, Tom's brilliant at filming Emma calibrating the drill. Emily, sorry, at filling the drill. So got some really, really good camera footage. And I must admit, you've got, how many followers? You've got 3,500?
Oh, I've no idea, actually.
Have a look.
Tom,
I'm about to see how many I've got.
Yeah, you have a look. So Emily's brilliant at calibrating the drill, filling the drill, getting seed brought to it.
Yeah,
I'm just about to hit 57,000.
Are you?
Yeah.
Very good.
Brilliant, isn't it? Fantastic. Unbelievable. Anyway, great to see you both. And we'll come down and see you when we're next down in your area, which isn't very far away. You're only like half an hour, 40 minutes away, aren't you?
I will say, the one thing I've been most impressed about is how tidy it is, because I do like a tidy yard.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Well,
yard.
I must, when you look, yes, there isn't much about here. We've got a few machineries here lined up, and some of those, if we hadn't still got the John Deere combine in the shed here, which we are going to do a talk through on that in next week or so, and that's why it's still here. But some of those machines would be undercover. But yeah, as you both say, having a tidy yard, it's great.
It's good for your mental health, isn't it?
Yes, really good point that Emily pointed out that.
Yeah.
It is a good, useful point. So
I mean, we used to have quite a untidy yard, with steel everywhere and stuff outside the doors, and the last straw was when my granddad put all this steel outside the door. It'd been there for months, and we'd been moving it from A to B for years. I ended up picking it up with the JCB to move it. A bit fell off the JCB and it came through the front window screen, and literally after that I just thought, I'm just going to chuck everything. You always try and keep stuff, for a good reason to try and use it. Yeah. But it just causes more problems. Just get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it, and just make it nice and clean. Because also as well, when you've got stuff laying about, you get rats and stuff everywhere.
You do. Anything when you have a heap of something propped up against the shed, the first thing it does is entice rats, isn't it?
It does. Just you might as well scrap it and have the money, and then. Yeah,
exactly.
Just forget about it.
Anyway, we've got to get off because Rhonda and I are going to football. Lincoln City are playing Birmingham City this afternoon. Division 1. Lincoln are they fourth in the table, and Birmingham are somewhere about the same or above them. So it should be a good game. So we need to get to that. So great to see you both.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
And we'll see you. We'll see you when we come down and see you.
See ya.
So that's it for another Sunday update. Hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks ever so much for watching. You can just see I'm stood in front of the weaving drill. Really pleased with how this has gone in with the fields that Ruben actually drilled with it this last week. Really looking forward to seeing the week come up with it. I just actually want to add that the fields that the free flow drilled, the weaving drill would have gone in there as well, but the fields that the weaving drill did, the Simba drill definitely wouldn't have drilled. And I think the little bit of slotting we've got on the headlands is minor compared to the good that this has gone in the field. And we wouldn't have got all the acres drilled this week we've got in the ground if it wasn't for this. So that's why I've just gone over with slug pellets around the outside, just as a bit of insurance really. But this is the slight issue, or the slight benefit I suppose, with our free flow drill, is that it's got a lot more aggressive cultivation action in it, and that's why it's pulled the headlands up and buried the seed a little bit better on the headlands. But otherwise we're really happy with this, how it's gone, and looking forward to the seed coming up. Anyway, that's it for the end of this update. Thanks ever so much for watching, and we'll see you midweek, probably Wednesday night.